So an arrest has finally been made in the August 27th, 2015 murder of Christopher Starks at the Savannah State campus. Now, GBI has arrested Justin Devon Stevens, who ages 23, has been arrested without incident by agents from the GBI Statesboro office and officers from the Savannah Police Department and the Georgia State Patrol. They actually caught this guy finally. I don't know what particular location he was at when he was caught, but they have him on about 10 charges related to the murder of Christopher Starks that happened on August the 27th, 2015. Those charges include murder, felony murder, and aggravated assault and other related firearm offenses. Now, the shooting death, just to take y'all back, the shooting death happened inside the student union, I believe, inside the building where he was shot, and then he stumbled upon the outside where he later collapsed and later died. And he was transported to Memorial Hospital where he was pronounced dead about 3 years ago almost. So actually, yeah, they caught this guy, man, and hopefully the Stark family can get some answers, because the Stark family, they're not from Savannah. I believe they're from some other town in Georgia. I'm not so sure, but I don't believe they're not from Savannah. Actually, Christopher Starks wasn't from Savannah. I believe he came from another town. I'm pretty sure somebody in the comment section is gonna correct me, and we will see what he'll be sentenced with, and we'll see where the jury will go. Maybe this is the guy that killed him. Maybe he had an accomplice. We'll see what other further information about this situation that we could get. I promise y'all I'll keep y'all up to date about this one. But in my next piece of news, there was a AAU basketball game that turned into a brawl just over 2 weeks ago that took place in Savannah. Now, 2 people have been arrested for assaulting a referee at a basketball game. The 2 suspects, Darius Little and Jake Simmons, who are a part of one of the teams that live in Eatonton, Georgia, and that's almost about 3.5 hours away. Now they're sitting in the Chatham County Jail for disorderly conduct and simple battery. They have assaulted, like I said in this video. You see that the referee actually get into it with look like a female that comes on the gym floor arguing about a play call, and I guess for some reason, I guess they got really close, and it looked like an arm was pushed by maybe the female, and you see that things just escalated from there. Now the referee, his name is Marcus Fowles, who was attacked, he actually got lawyered up. And not only does he want to sue the people that was involved with beating him up, but he wants to sue the actual venue and the AAU system, because he just felt like there wasn't enough security to protect him at the time. And actually the AAU tournament director had released a statement saying that we have security at all of our tournaments, but at that particular time it's later in the day and we just didn't have security. We didn't have a problem that entire weekend until those people got there, he said. And when I say he, that's the guy Harold Thompson, who is the tournament director of D1 SPECTS specs, I guess. So that just lets you know in that little small statement that they really fucked up, that they didn't have enough security, and that's what got old boy the referee stomped out. And I mean, it's a shame, because it's a basketball game. It's a basketball game. It shouldn't lead to anything physical beyond a hard foul. So I mean, just senseless that people would act a damn fool, especially in front of kids, and you got to lead the example, being an adult. So any other information about this, I'll let y'all know as well. My next piece of news, well, 3 people are in custody following a joint cooperation between the Chatham-Savannah narcotics team and the Georgia State Patrol. CNT says troopers tried to stop a truck that was believed to be stolen on Ogeechee Road early Sunday morning, but the driver took off, and 3 people eventually got out the truck and ran, but they were quickly taken into custody. CNT says a trafficking amount of cocaine, ecstasy, a large amount of marijuana, that weed, that loud, and items commonly associated with the distribution of controlled substances was found in the truck. 2 stolen guns and more than $4,000, 4 stacks, was also recovered. Officials say 30-year-old Javon Breban and 27-year-old Hakeem Campbell and 36-year-old Amari Sams, all of Savannah, were arrested, and all three are charged with multiple felony drug, weapons, and other related drug charges, and will remain in the Chatham County Jail until they reach a bond or some type of agreement with the courts. And also, in my next piece of news that's really drug related, with this, Orange Crush happened last weekend through Friday and Sunday. Orange Crush 2018. If you haven't seen the video that I done about that, I believe damn near 2 years ago, I'll put that link in the description. I talk about how Orange Crush was just set up, and how things have transformed for where they were at in the 90s till in 2018, and just how they got trouble with the Chatham County Police. And it's just, I put that link in the description box. But anyway, they had a big event out there, even though the weather wasn't the warmest last weekend. But law enforcement out in Tybee made 36 arrests and gave out 104 citations. And one of the officers, or actually one of the sheriffs, actually said that they arrested 5 convicted felons on the beach. And out there, besides the weather being kind of slightly cold, people still out there. Driving out there was a hassle. I noticed that there were police lined up on side by side on every road, just to make sure everybody was doing the speed limit. But beyond that, when you got to the actual beach, the police weren't out on that side. The police were just really patrolling the roads. So I didn't notice a lot of police on the beach at all. So I know they've been really complaining about, arrests, and how this really affects the people on Tybee businesses. I mean, does it affect their businesses somewhat? I mean, that don't stop the people that want to come to Tybee and shop and do business with the other people. That type of crowd, you got to be aware of shoplifting. That's a con in the business game. Got to be aware of those. Also, I mean, the police, it was a heavy police presence out there, besides being on the actual beach. When you got to the actual beach, I mean, people are drinking, people are smoking. I mean, it was just a fun time, So I have footage of Tybee Island, but this isn't the actual Orange Crush event. This is some footage I had from like last year. So, I mean, don't get confused by this footage. This isn't Orange Crush. This is just me being on the beach on a regular bummy day. But that's all the news that I have for today. I was trying to rush because I'm going to Jacksonville, Florida, like in the next 20 minutes. And I don't know if I'm going to put this video up before I leave or after. So any other information that happens while I'm gone, I'll be sure that I put that up as soon as I get back. But that's all for right now. It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News. And stay blessed while I'm